Hey, so I'm looking at the first game on Prep Test 61, and I'm just going to throw this out there right now. I have personally never seen this game before, and the way that we do our business here, our tutors a lot of the time do not see the games before they teach them, because in our opinion, if you can't see any random game and be able to explain it like that, we don't believe that you could score in the top percentiles then and there, and that's what we expect of any LSAT tutor. So I'm just going to look down at this game, and hopefully everyone is following with me. A priest, a rabbi, and a Vietnamese prostitute walk into a bar and order 6 beers. These beers are ordered one at a time, in accordance with the following conditions. 3 are domestic and 3 are international. It's the wrong game. First game, October LSAT, we have 6 people, 2 cars. We know off the bat that these 6 people are F, G, H, J, K, and L. Something you gotta love about the LSAT, they put everybody in alphabetical order for you. Now, another thing they tell us is that we know that we have at least 2 people in each car. They say this to us in the stimulus. So in terms of the numerical placement, we know off the bat that each car has to either have 3 people, 2 people, or 4 people. So we could have 3 and 3, 4 and 2, or 2 and 4. That being said, your first step, as always, is to write out the people. That would be F, G, H, J, K, and L. Now, we know we have 2 cars. We know at the very least we have 2 in each car. So we could make car 1, car 2, 2 dashes underneath each. So far, so good? Cool. So we look at the first rule. That first rule says that we have to have one of 2 scenarios. We have to have F driving the car that has H in it, or we could have G driving the car that has H in it. So we're just going to mark that out. The way I would do it is I would put F in front of H slash G in front of H. And you could just block that in, and that's a great way of representing your first rule. Our second rule then says we could have F driving the car that has J in it, or we could have K driving the car that has J in it. So you could do that rule exactly the same way. You could put F with J slash K with J. Finally, we have G has to go without. Alright, so we know we have G without. We don't know if that's car 1 or car 2, but we know G is without. It might seem like these rules don't do much. But that being said, which one of these people do we know the most about? I want you to think about this for the moment. Just take a look at the 3 things that we wrote down. Which one of these things do we know the most about? The answer to that would be G, because we know G is without, and we know G could be driving the car with H. Now, if G's not driving the car with H, we know that F's got to be driving the car with H, because if it's not F, who the hell is it going to be? It's got to be F or G. First rule says that. So, we can take a look at G, and we know if G's driving the car with H, which is one of our 2 possibilities from the first rule, it could be G driving the car with H, or it could be F driving the car with H. If it's G driving the car with H, we know that car has to have G, H, and L. Our second car is, who's driving it? It's got to be either F or K. So you could put F slash K, F slash K, and J. Our second possibility is, well, we know we did that first one with G with H. What the hell? I mean, our rule says it could be F or H or G with H, so we could still have F with H. If we have F with H, and what do you think about this? I want you to just think about this numerically. If we have F with H, what could happen with G and L? 2 possibilities for that. We have F with H. Well, if we put G with L, is it possible that could go with F and H? How many people would that make in the first car? That would be, well, 1, 2, F and H, G and L, 3 and 4. That would be 4 people. What would that mean about the other 2 people? They've got to go in the other car. That would mean that in that other car, K would have to drive and J would be the passenger. It's another possibility. Yet another possibility is we could still have these cars be 3 and 3. We could have F and H, and all we know about J is it has to be the passenger in the car with F or the passenger in the car with K. That being said, there's no reason we can't have J be the passenger with F. So we could have it go F, H, and K. F, H, and J. So now who's left? We have K, G, and L. Well, we know G and L have to be together. So we're going to throw G and L in the other car. In terms of K can either go in our first car or our second car. No rules about K. And those would be our 3 sketches. And that would be pinpoint the way to solve that first game within literally 30 seconds flat. How did we do that? How do we break this up into these little 3 small diagrams? It's very easy. You take the entities, break them down, find the guy that has the most specific rules attached to it, and see what more we could establish if we set up, say, a first and second sketch around it. In this particular game, it was G. because we know that G has to go with L, and it's got to be F or G that is driving the car that has H in it. That was our basis to solving this game. In general, doesn't matter what the game type is. In this particular game type, this is a matching game. They throw in the driver. It's a little bit of a caveat, but it's still just a normal matching game. You take the person that has the most things attached to it that can make other things fall into place, and try to force as much information as you can out of that without assuming anything. And that's what we did here. We picked G just because we know G has to go with L, and it's got to be F or G with H. So G was the most convenient person to know about him. We done know it about him, and that's how we solved this game. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one.